Hello. Hello and welcome to round three of GP Klemnae. Uh, yeah, where we are up against one of the big boogeymen of this tournament. Stasis. Stasis is a very good player, but also Blue White Blink. Um, there's a lot of different variations of Blue White Blink. There's the variation that plays like Brief Stop, Surveyor Remains, Redeploy, that kind of thing. This is the version which is just kind of on Cliffwalker. It's Blue White Cliffwalker mid range more than anything else. Using that and also Zyma Sky Guide as ways to pick up like Kaleidoscape, Omen Deception, Sanctum of Oppression, Pneumologist, Downward Courier. Just very solid blue-white cards. Not a ton of interaction main deck, just able to deploy a ton of creatures. I think we're going to be transitioning into the burn plan pretty quickly. But hopefully get some damage in early and then close with burn. They have some life gain. Being on the play is nice for sure. Gonna hope they don't draw too much of that. What are we looking at here? Renegade Apprentice, Solid Smog. Well, yeah, this looks like a great hand. Turn 1 Renegade Apprentice, probably turn 2 Crook, or maybe Smog if they don't have a good blocker for it. Apprentice and Igneous Visions mean they got some ways to get past blockers. They do have some. I think they're decently teched against aggro. Like they have Downward Mister can draw cards. Obviously, Cliffwalker the Nightmare. Clandestine Snitch as the 1-drop instead of Super User means they can really hold back a lot of attackers with that. Okay, they're going to tap New Divide here. The one thing they don't have a ton of is removal, which is kind of what I'm relying on here. I think this is just Solid Smog on this board. Opens up the possibility of flip Solid Smog next turn. I don't really want to play Covetous Neonate until it's enabled. Disgruntled Crook is a card I want to play when I need the over the top. I should play Solid Smog while I know it can get in and not get blocked. I don't want to play Igneous Visions because if I hit a 2-drop, I just can't cast it. That doesn't seem very good for me. Get in. Down to 16. Turn 1 New Divide might indicate their hand's a little awkward, or probably what it indicates is they have no 1-drop. But almost certainly going to be some kind of play this turn. Hopefully I've put on enough pressure they can't really just leave up Omen Reception. They got to do something right now. It's Sanctum, going to eat my Solid Smog. That's a favorable exchange to me, and I like putting a real card under Sanctum instead of a token. Makes it less easy for them to blink that in the future. Raise Lit. Okay, I could consider Igneous Visions here. Um, Obviously hitting a 2-drop is still bad. Hitting a 1-drop is probably good. But also like all the burn spells, I don't really want to use them right now. I think it's just Raise Lit Meditation. Good to get that in play. It pumps Renegade Apprentice. I could play like Covetous Neonate Apprentice is the other option. Getting down the second Apprentice is nice for like next turn Raise Lit Meditation. Could maybe get in. I think it's Raise Lit here. Just spend my mana efficiently. Like if I draw a land, I might want to have a 1-drop available in hand so I can go Crook plus 1-drop. So it's just Raise Lit. Yeah, and they're at 14. It's my turn 3 and I got them to 14. That's not bad. Definitely this is the kind of opening I want to happen here. They put in a tapped New Divide. So the only instant I have to worry about is Omen Deception. Which, honestly, if they Omen Deception one of my cards, I don't enormously care. Oh, there's Path of Clarity. That costs 3. And also wouldn't be good here. Yeah, that's the only instant speed anything in their deck. I mean, I think it's just double Renegade Apprentice. Plays around Omen Deception. They don't have sweepers or anything. This is Omen? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just run another one. Smack him down to 10. And now we got 3 points from Raise Lit, 2 points from Crook. Going to be hard for them to not take at least some combat damage for the rest of this game. Yeah, they had an awkward draw. I mean, they had turn 2 Sanctum, turn 3 Omen on the draw. But that's kind of, no blockers means they're kind of taking a lot of damage from these 1/1 soldiers they'd really rather not. I mean, my draw's not been perfect either, but I think next turn, if I'm very likely to just Igneous Visions. Yeah, they got the Cliffwalker, so I'm gonna pick up Omen Deception, and I'm on attack at Suicide Creatures and Cliffwalker at this point. Like that's absolutely where we are. Okay, I think I Igneous Visions first. It turns on Covetous Neonate. It turns on these Renegade Princes for more damage. Um, at this point, I'm throwing my board presence. I want to close out the game. So Igneous, pump my guys. Survey says Deranged Cultist. That's not. Deranged Cultist doesn't do much. I guess I play it now. I'm gonna get him for combat damage this turn, guaranteed. I'm gonna hit them for 4 down to 6. I'm gonna have the Deranged Cultist in play. There's really the argument I just let this go and I just play Crook this turn. Right? Because I attack them for 4, down to 6. They jump, block, and kill a Renegade Apprentice. This run of Crook puts them to 4, and then Razorlet Meditation threatens to put them to 1, and then I have Covetous Neonate. Yeah, I'm just not going to play this. There's just absolutely no reason for me to do that. They can't gain. I don't think they can gain enough life. They can gain maximum 2 life. They gain 2 life, they go to 8. They take a total. Well, this turn they're going to go to 4. Sure, damage happens. And I'm just going to play Mountain. Crook, put you to 4. And the next turn, I can Razorlet Meditation them to 1, 3 if they gain 2 life, and then they have to. And then they're just dead. There's no way they have enough blockers. And you can't counter Razorlet Meditation. They play Snitch. They get their clue. If it's Snitch into Dawnward Minister, is that enough? I don't think that's enough. They go to 6. They go to 3. They keep up the Omen of Deception, so I don't get Neonate. Let's untap and start doing some math. Solid Smog. That's not good. That just gets countered. So they block 3, take 1 down to. So if I play Neonate first and they don't counter it, and they don't Omen of Deception, they die, right? Because they block 3, take 2. No, they live. Even then, I could Igneous Visions first, but then on Neonate doesn't have haste. I should Neonate first, see what they do about that. Right, I attack, they block 3, they take 2 down to 4, Razorlet hits them down to 1. Well, I'm going to play Covetous Neonate, see how they feel about this. They let me have it, it's got haste. Okay, do I attack with everything here? The thing is, like, they can now use Cliffwalker plus Dawnward Minister as a life gain engine, so I do need to try to get them dead pretty quick. I attack with everything. They block. They trade Minister for Neonate, and they kill Crook, probably. They take 2 down to 4. I pass, I leave up Razorlet Meditation. I lose 2 creatures, they lose 1 creature. If they have to lose Dawnward Minister, which really cuts off some of their options. I think it's got to be attack of everything. Like, what are we doing here if we're not trying to kill them by attacking of everything? And, killing off Dawnward Minister really slows down their ability to gain more life. Okay. Interesting. They're gonna not kill my knee. They're gonna kill a soldier instead. I get the K from me. I lose Crook and a soldier. They lose 2 life and Downward Minister. They're trying to deny me the blood. There's no reason for me to play into the Omen of Deception right now, so I'll just ship the turn. Yep, they're gonna eat their clue. But they have no Downward Minister now, so they have to go find more life gain. They want to get out of range. Yeah, I don't have any instants. Okay. Immediately, I can't really ask for like more than be on the play and they don't have a turn 1. They can't. Nothing can counter Raislet Meditation in this format. Nothing can counter the activate ability, at least. So, no reason to do that. Now, I have 6 cards, but I have a lot of burn I could draw, especially if if I can put them to 1. Downward Minister certainly is the card they're looking for. In this blue-white deck, I strongly considered playing it. There's lots of different variations on it. I was on the Ship Crusher version, which has kind of the scam aspect. Yeah, they're gonna use Cliffwalker. I think that's good for me. If they're using Cliffwalker, that's like a lower tempo play. Sky Guide. Are they picking up Cliffwalker of that? No, that's only 1 blocker legally. Are you playing Snitch, leaving up the Omen Deception I know about? 3 blockers. Okay, I have a lot of top decks that kills them here. So if I play Solid Smoke, they have to counter it. Right? Because otherwise they just die to attack with all. I could play Igneous Visions from the graveyard. The thing is, like, they can always at this point they can just pick up the Omen Deception every turn. So I guess I have to Igneous Visions. If I Igneous Visions into a burn spell, I guess I just counter that. Slightly awkward. No, like the face-up counter spell here. What I really needed was Covetous Neonate, or Covetous Neonate or Renegade Apprentice on the top. That would be lethal. I think I'm just gonna run out of Solid Smog, get it countered, and then attack all. Force the trade off. I want to keep their board down. I want to keep taxing their mana. I think it's like this. Yeah, I could Igneous first. It's possible I should just Igneous first. I should Igneous first. That means that Neonate is now a 1/1. Okay, now I'm going to cast this Magma Flow, and they're going to counter it. Should I attack with everything? Probably. They can trade off for Neonate and Soldier. I get my blood either way. 2/1 versus 1/1 Neonate doesn't really matter. I want to kill Wind Guide. Yeah, sure. Attack all. Sure. I don't think I'm going to use this blood. Maybe I should. If they don't pick up the Own Deception, it might be a sign they have another one in hand. They eat their clue. I might have to build up to a point where I can do 2 lethal threats in a turn. Hmm. Plain Acolyte. Okay, they have 3 blockers, so these solid smogs are suddenly much less valuable. And they're leaving up 2 mana. Could be chart, should be chart, could be another Omen Inception. I think solid smogs are not actually that useful to me, because even if I play flip solid smog, they can just block it down. It doesn't represent a lethal threat. So I think I'm gonna discard it and draw. Okay, it's kind of what that lets me put solid smogs through a an Omen Deception. Okay, that's really bad. Now I wish I had 2 solid smogs. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna force them to lose their Acolyte of the Beyond here. That's at least something. They're gonna trade it for Renegade Apprentice. I'm gonna kill a Snitch. They can't do anything about this. I need to go smog so I can get closer to like the next 3 damage burn spell. Blocks are forced here. They're going to gain 1 life of Acolyte of the Beyond, lose a Snitch. It's a K from me. Yeah, so if they didn't have Own Deception, did I have lethal there? No. Still not lethal. Because I could play 2 Solid Smog, but then I couldn't flip either of them. Okay, they're at 2 now. That means if they find another Dawnward Minister, which they clearly don't have right now, they can gain life out of 3 damage burn spell range, which is a real problem for me. Okay, they found a land. They're still hitting with Cliffwalker. Worst case scenario is like they wander Cliffwalker, play Dawnward Minister. I really have to hope that's not the card they found. Maybe discarding Smog there was wrong? I guess it wouldn't have changed my play that turn. I just have a Smog instead of a Mountain in hand right now. They play Nomologist. It's going to start drawing them cards next turn. Yep, and they're wandering. Yeah, another Smog now would be lethal on board. They're going to pick up Own Deception, presumably. Because I would be able to play second Smog, flip both of them. They're considering picking up Snitch. That's very risky. Oh no, they can pick it up and then replay it immediately. Yeah. Because like if I had second Smog here, I'd play it. I would attack. I would have 2 menace creatures. They would not be able to block both, and they would die. So that blood decision, I think, may have cost me the game. Really weird, interesting decision. Omen doesn't do anything here, by the way. Unless they have 2 omens, I don't have spells in my deck that cost more than 2. So Omen they should make the clue. Omen does nothing. When I do cast 2 spells, all my spells either do nothing or kill them. Oh, Omen saves them for Razelet. That is true. Because I would pay for the Omen, but then they would have a turn to draw out of Raislet Death. Okay, I got a lot of good draws. Oh, the other thing Omen protects them from... Okay, they get two Pneumologists. The other thing that Omen would protect them from is Igneous Visions into 2-mana lethal. Like Igneous Visions into Crook or something like that. Show me Burn Spell! Oh my god. Well, that's probably the game right there. Yeah, that blood token decision, that was the entire game right there. Yeah, no point attacking here. Really unfortunate. I think that didn't felt right at the time, but maybe it wasn't. Like if I'm digging, they draw 3 cards here because they're subroutines. Yeah, if I kept the Smog, attack for 4 with 2 menace creatures there, win the game. But I didn't, so I'm kind of out of luck here. Yeah, I think I could definitely see the argument of if you discard Smogs there, like that blood token's gonna get to discard a mountain at some point. Okay. As long as they don't draw Dawnward Minister, I get another turn to keep looking for burn spells. Or Second Omen of Deception, I guess, is the other thing that gets me. I mean, they attacked me for 6 this turn. And so I literally need to draw, it needs to be next draw step. Zymoth, yep. Okay. Next draw step needs to be it. They're not leaving up double Omen of Deception, so... Yep. That's GG there. Right there. Couldn't draw it. I think this might be another matchup where Deranged Cultist just isn't good. It doesn't attack well through their stuff. Or it's going to get clogged up super fast. Or the removal answer, no matter how big it is. I think Frag is going to be kind of useful. Kills Cliffwalker. Not that it's a favorable exchange. I guess it doesn't kill much else that I care about. It's possible it's Punishment from Nyx, clearing small blockers. Crimson Finale? They do have some 1 toughness creatures for sure. Especially Sky Guide. Maybe it's like this. I don't know. I'm not completely sure on this matchup. So yeah, that solid small decision. I think not just results oriented thinking. I think in retrospect that was just actually a mistake, and that was what cost me the game there. So we'll see if we can win 2 more. Kind of bring this one back. We're gonna have to be on the play again. We're gonna have to win a game on the draw, also, if we want to win this match, which is gonna be real difficult. On the play again. Looking at 1 land, but all cards that cost 1. On the play, 19 land deck, 1 lander. I can Igneous on turn 2, hoping for a land. I got all my stuff. I think I have to keep this. If I top deck just 1 land, even on turn 3, I'm still playing the game. They don't have the 1-drop, which I appreciate. Draw the Igneous. I think I have to run out Igneous here. Right? Yeah. Igneous. Survey says Mountain. No. Okay, see, now everything is fine. More than fine. I think for 4 on turn 2. Oh, they have Plasma Strike. Right, they have a sideboard too. Still, they take 2. Right, their sideboard, mostly they have 4 Plasma Strike. I don't think any of the other cards are really relevant. But they do have 4 Plasma Strikes. And they're leaving up 2 mana here. I mean, when faced with counter magic, cast 2 threats. Comes to Nene. Okay, I'm not pulling the trigger on Face of Animosity unless they like show me a Plasma Strike. I can Face Animosity the other one. I think I just pass here. I could Igneous. Actually, no, I have 3 Igneous Visions. I should just Igneous Visions looking for another land. Right? Maybe not. Maybe I just be patient here? Like, they're just doing nothing this turn. They have no instance that they could play. Igneous Vision just might get me a land. I don't even need the land that much. These Igneous Visions are going to be really important for finding burn spells later in this game. Yeah, I just pass. There's no rush. I'm not mana screwed. I can cast all of my cards. Yeah, they just had nothing. They're going to have something for sure this turn, but Cliffwalker's a lot less threatening here. Nomologist gets a K from me. That's a pretty slow play here. Yeah, it's going to untap. Draw for turn. Another Crook. Okay, I have a couple options here. One is attack, double Face of Animosity, the unblocked one. That gets in for 8 and trades off, and I get my blood token. Puts them to 5. I like the idea of using Face of Animosity on a turn when I know they're tapped out and can't Plasma Strike me in response, but they didn't seem to have Plasma Strike last turn. They absolutely would have used it instead of doing nothing. So the other possibility is attack and just run out a Disgruntled Crook while it still has the possibility it might get in. Keep myself on 2 creatures so I have a target for face next turn. That only gets him for 4 down to 9. But then Face of Animosity threatens lethal pretty quickly. I think I like that line better. They're not doing much, especially after they block here. Yep. I get my blood. They take 2. Disgruntled Crook down to 9. They have Plasma Strikes in the sideboard. They do not have more life gain. So like the burn them out plan is still very much alive. There's a Clandestine Snitch. Gets them their clue. And Dawnward Minister. Okay. This seems like a turn where I might be using 1 or more Faith of Animosities. Lightning Splinters. Okay, now I should start trying to count to 11 in this case. Attack, Face of Animosity to deal with some number of blockers, depends on how they block. Easily possible I Face of Animosity both of my creatures here. Get them low, try to kill Dawnward Minister if I can. Lightning Splinters if they don't force me to use Face of Animosity. This is like, yeah, okay. Most likely block, Face of Animosity both. I have 2 5-power Tramplers, and they have 4. They take 6 down to 5. And then I have Lightning Splinters, Disgruntled Crook. That's 5 in hand, and my creatures are both alive. That seems like... And these Igneous Visions will come in handy later if I need them. There's no way they can pass up block here. Right? They simply just let me put them to 7 here. The other possibility is double Face of Animosity the Neonate. That gets in for 1 additional damage, puts them to 4 instead of 5. But I have exactly enough burn in hand that those are the same. So I should probably kill both of their creatures. Yep, they take 6. Going to 5. Yeah. Land gives me lethal. I mean, they have to deal with my creatures first, but land gives me lethal. Obviously, things that aren't lands are mostly things that deal damage to them. Cliffwalker picks up land, goes to cleanup. I mean, land makes it easy. Crimson Finale does not make it easy. If I attack with both, they go to 2. Presumably they have an Omen of Deception, but then I can just Lightning Crimson Finale kill Cliffwalker, Lightning Splinter his face. How do they feel? Do they have Plasma Strike? Nope, they go to 2. Bait Spell, Crimson Finale. Kills Cliffwalker, puts him to 1. Exile. Okay. And do I run a Lightning Splinter just into their counterspell? I think I do. They're going to counter this, but then I'm going to have... Yeah, I knew they had that, but now I just have Disgruntled Crook next turn. So they need another Omen of Deception. Plus, once I find other land, I can start using all these Igneous Visions. Cliffwalker, gonna pick up the Omen. That is annoying. Oh my god, it's very annoying. To a Cliffwalker, it's a huge problem. Do I Igneous here? I think I run out Solid Smog. Gets it countered. I guess if they're forced to wander Cliffwalker, cast Omen Deception every turn, that's fine by me. I can play my... Yeah, once I find 2 more mountains, I can play Disgruntled Crook and kill them that way, but there's no rush. I could Igneous Visions first. I think I just Solid Smog. Get it countered. Pass the turn. Yeah. They're really stabilizing at low life totals well in these matches. Okay, if they're wandering Cliffwalker pick of Omen Deception, they're not accomplishing much. Okay, still not accomplishing much. So land is nice. More lethals. I think land is mostly the nice thing right here. Okay, I'm gonna play an Igneous Visions from my yard here. There's no way they can counter this. Hits a land anyways. And I'm not going to play Disgruntled Crook, because next turn I can play it and have 2 mana up to pay for an Omen. I could play another Igneous Visions, but there's no point. I'm going to pass the turn. They can eat their clue. Now they need to leave up double Omen of Deception to live, which they could easily have. Oh, Stasis is worried about what is that card called? It's in on their deck, in my deck. The shock. Stasis is worried about shock. I do have shock on my sideboard. I didn't bring it in. Yeah, yeah, I didn't bring it in. There, I think that's by far correct. There's no way because next turn I'm gonna have 3 lands that I can shock through an Omen Deception anyways. So it's not like they're saving themselves from shock by 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 cowardice in that case. Okay. Well, they gotta have 2 Omen of Deception to live here. They're attacking. So they're gonna wander and replay Kaleidoscape. Presumably they have a land here. It could be. This looks like double Omen Deception. Who? Oh, they're playing a card. They only have 1 Omen Reception up. That's lethal. Heck yeah. Draw a card. Doesn't matter. Land. Crook. Okay, I'm still reconsidering this sideboard plan. Killing Cliffwalker seems really important. Punishment from Nyx. Being an instance really nice. I guess it doesn't do much otherwise. Chris only did something there, but I can't really imagine it does something most games. Kills a lot of my creatures. Oh, no, only opponent's control. Nice. Oh, boy. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think I'm going to send it like this. Gonna be on the draw. So, have to figure out how to win on the draw. Ooh, Criminal Finale in the opener. Not what I wanted. Yeah. I think I will have to keep this. Gonna hope for a draw that they have a draw that Criminal Finale is good against. That's not really that. Well, play a land and a Covetous Neonate. They got their Kaleidoscape. They're really regretting this Crimson Finale. That's probably a second bad decision of this match. They could be leaving up Plasma Strike here. I think this is run out Solid Smog. Possibly don't attack. If I attack, I get in for 1 with Neonate, but I expose myself to letting them spend Plasma Strike mana this turn. Is that worth it? I think not. So if they have Plasma Strike, which they don't necessarily have, this is the play they'd make kind of no matter what on their turn 2. I can like force them to waste 1 mana in exchange for 1 damage to them. Then next turn I can Neonate, attack, flip Smog. I can Igneous Visions first, so my Neonates are bigger. I guess I could do that this turn as well. I guess the Solid Smog's going to eat a Plasma Strike in some turn anyways. It just, can I force him to leave up mana slightly longer? I might be overthinking it. Maybe I should just attack when my attacking deck. That's possibly just how I should think of this. And then next turn, Igneous Vision, Neonate. Maybe Crimson Finale kills Snitch or something. Getting my 1 damage. Is it worth 1 damage? I think it's worth not 1 damage. I think it's worth. I think it's worth giving up 1 damage to potentially waste 1 of their mana on turn 2. Okay. Okay, well, this is going to be a big turn. Igneous. Survey says, Face of Animosity. Slightly annoying if they have Plasma Strike. I'm going to play this Mountain from my hand. I'm probably going to attack and not flip Smog. Ooh. Oh, no, 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 no. I can attack with Smog. If they let the trigger resolve, I can make it into a 3/3 and then get it out of Plasma Strike range with the counter. That's absolutely the best play. I should also play another hasty 1-drop right now. Probably Apprentice. Apprentice? Apprentice. Oh, I can't flip it anymore. That's completely dumb of me. Okay, now slightly different plan. Not flipping Smog. Go to blocks. If they take the 4, I just let the animosity go. Sure. Yeah, I played this wrong. I should have not played Apprentice here. Ah, sloppy plays. Sloppy plays. Okay. I can respond by Plasma Strike on probably Solid Smog here. Weird turn. Very weird turn. I think they just didn't have Plasma Strike the whole time. I guess if they have it, they can just use it now. Which is an argument for maybe putting on a not Solid Smog. But the potential of like eventually having a 4 toughness creature is very nice. 4/4 is very big. Now it's Plasma Strike. Yeah, they just have it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was not. I think not playing Apprentice was probably the right move there. If I suspected Plasma Strike. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna flashback an Igneous Visions and then see how I feel. Flashback Igneous. They're tapped out. Hit Mountain. Okay. Crimson Finale kills Minister and makes it so they can't block with Snitch. Sure. I can also run in another Neonate. Sure. Second Neonate. Crimson Finale. Each player, I believe. Yep. Smack him down to 11. Or, okay, their snitch gets exiled. That's fine. They take 4. Okay, I have a respectable board state here. Yeah, that Solid Smog play was really interesting. I guess it would probably kill my Solid Spog in response to the trigger with Plasma Strike there, and I'd get able to resolve Face Animosity on the Neonate, is how that would end. Okay, making me wish I had my frag. Okay, next turn I can deal 4 damage to them, down to 9. Incendiary Flow. Okay, they pick up. Okay, they're representing Omen of Deception here. Yeah. They're Neonate. Okay. I think I run out Neonate. Do I run out Igneous Visions too? And then I could attack. I can deal 6 down to 7. It's got to be the play. Yeah. Igneous first. Hit another mountain. Not actually the end of the world. Play a Neonate. Yeah, I'm willing to throw away a creature for 6 damage here. Absolutely, I am. Sure, take 6. Go to 7. I can put them to 4 of Incendiary Flow. That's definitely Omen of Deception in their hand. They wouldn't have bluffed Omen of Deception if they could have dug with Kaleidoscape trying to find more Plasma Strikes. My Covetous Neonates are certainly going to die someday, so I'm going to get a lot of blood tokens to go looking for more burn spells. Okay. Frag would be very convenient at this point. Zymoth. Okay, yeah. Okay, now we're done. Now we're done attacking for a while. Now I wish I had that Crimson Finale. I think it's just like finds 3 burn spells is the plan right now. Okay, Igneous first. Yeah, Igneous first. Renegade Apprentice. I guess I just play Renegade Apprentice. I can attack. I'll get him for 2. I'll lose 1 creature and I'll trade off 2 creatures. Trade off 2 needs. I'll trade off 2 needs, get 2 blood. Do I even play this mountain? I kind of want to discard it to my blood tokens. Well, I guess first of all, let's attack. I think it's pretty clear what's going to happen in this attack. I get my blood. They go to 5. My options are land, Incendiary Flow your face, or crack. Okay. The advantage to land Incendiary Flow your face is it makes it quite likely I'm able to kill them next turn. It gives them giving them fewer turns to draw outs. The advantage of pass use blood tokens is it makes me much more likely. It gives me more bites at the apple. I think it's land Incendiary Flow your face here. I want to keep open the possibility of lethal next turn through Omen of Deception. And, like, I guess it means I'm not going to have 2 burn spells next turn. That seems pretty unlikely regardless. My hope is that I only need 1. They clearly don't. They don't look like a person with another whatever it's called, Dawnward Minister. If I draw a land next turn, I'll pass. If I draw a burn spell next turn, next turn I can blood. Otherwise, I can. Yeah, I think I just do this. I want to have the possibility of next turn lethal. Okay, pass. I got 6 lands, but I have 2 blood tokens. 3rd blood token I can get if I want with this Covetous Neonate. Just hoping no Dawnward Minister from them. Yeah, they play the Kaleidoscape I know about. They're certainly looking for Dawnward Minister. If they find Dawnward Minister, they can gain life, like four mana for 2 life repeatedly with Cliffwalker plus Minister. And that probably gains life faster than I can kill them. But what can I do? At least they can, yeah. If they find, what happens if they find Dawnward this turn? Do I just lose? I think I kind of just lose in that case. It means I need to find Frag to turn off the engine? Is the answer? Or some weird Igneous Vision play that lets me play 2 burn spells? This is, oh, not Dawnward, please. Sanctum. On Blood Token or Neonate? Yeah, Blood Token. Okay. And second Cliffwalker. Okay. Well, I got top 2 cards of the deck need to have a burn spell. That's the long and short of it. Haste Creature also works. Face of Animosity does not work. Come on, top 2 cards of the deck. That works. GG. Woo! 2-1. 2-1 this match, 2-1 this tournament. Whew, that felt very close. All 3 games felt extremely close. That discarding Solid Smog game 1 was definitely a punt, but not punished. And we get, if we can win 4 more matches like that one, we can clinch this tournament. Okay, exciting stuff. And good night.